Hello guys, welcome to Edit's Ideology, where you can learn different ways to create amazing logo and edit video like professional with just a mobile device. In this video, I'm gonna be showing you free and easy way to create beautiful 3D text on your phone by using PixalLab app. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe and turn on the bell icon for more updates. So stay tuned, don't skip so that you'll not miss any important points. So let's begin the video. So the first thing is to open the PixalLab app. Note, if you don't have PixalLab app, just check the link to the app on this video description below. So after downloading the app and opening the app, so the first thing we're going to do is to change the dimension of the image. So you can use any dimension of your own design. So the dimension that I am going to use for the sake of this tutorial is dimension of YouTube thumbnail. So this dimension is 1220 width and height 720. So click OK. So the second step is to change the background color. So for us to change the background color, let's click on this icon. Okay, then click on color. So the color I'm going to use is gradient color for my background. So let me click on plus button. So after clicking my plus button, so I'm going to click on this darker side and color. So I'm going to use color code for any color that I'm going to use. So pay attention on the color code and any parameters. So please pay attention. So the color code that I'm going to use for this background for the darker side is going to be F, then okay. So for the lighter part of the color, I'm going to click it, then color, then the color code is going to be F5. Okay, so then okay. So this is my gradient color for my background. So then okay, so now I have selected the color for my background. So the next step is to change the font for my text. This text, I have to change the font of it. So for me to do that is to click on this A, then head over to font. So after I select the font, then the font I'm going to use is Benomont. So this is the font I'm going to use, Benomont. So I'm going to drop the link to this font on my video description. So check the description on this video, so you will find the link to this font. So okay, so now the next thing is to change the color of this text. For me to change the color of the text, let me head over to color. This is color. So I'm going to use gradient color for my text. So click on gradient, then plus icon. So the gradient color that I'm going to use for the darker side is going to be 3B 8800. Okay. So for the lighter side of my gradient color, the code is going to be BA FF 00. Okay, okay, okay. So now this is my gradient color that I'm going to use for my text. Then click OK. So then the next thing is to increase the size of my text. So now I have increased the size. Okay, so the next thing is to change this text and write whatever I like. So I'm going to change it to the text that I like. I'm going to use apple, and you can use anything you like, but for the sake of this tutorial I'm going to use apple. Okay, so the size is reduced, so I have to increase it again. So now the next step is to add stroke to my text. So for me to add stroke to my text is to head over to stroke button. This is stroke, then click it, then enable. So after I have enabled the stroke, I have to do some settings. So the color for my stroke is going to be gradient. Also it's going to be gradient color, so click on gradient, plus button. Then for the darker side, the color code is going to be 234 F00. Click OK. So for the lighter side of my gradient color, the color code is going to be 438 B00. Okay. So this is my gradient color for my stroke. So then okay. So the next thing is to increase the width of my stroke. So I'm going to use 41. I'm going to use 41. 41 is okay. So click OK. So the next thing is to add shadow to my text. For me to add shadow, I'm going to head over to shadow button. Then click enable. So after I have enabled the shadow, I have to do some settings also. So the shadow, my shadow color is going to be 03 E13 033E13. So click OK. So this is the color for my shadow, and then the blur radius of my shadow is going to be 19. It's going to be 19 or 18 or 19, whatever. It's okay. And then the offset X is going to be 3, and the offset Y is going to be 7. So for this blur radius, let me reduce it because 19 is too much. So let me go with like 10. Let me go with 10. Then click OK. So the next thing is to add 3D to my text. For me to add 3D is to head over to 3D button and click on this 3D text. Click, then enable. So after I have enabled the 3D text, the first thing is to switch off the simulate line. This is the simulate lighting, because if you keep it on, your 3D will be cracked, but if you switch it off, your 3D will not be cracked. So after I switch off the 3D simulate lighting for my 3D, then the next thing is to change the view of my 3D. I'm going to use oblique dimension. So after I have used oblique, so the next thing is to reduce the depth of my 3D. I am going to use 4. Okay. So the 3D depth color is going to be auto, that is automatic, so just keep it automatic. and then the darken should be 40%. Okay, so the and the 3D, my 3D oblique angle should be 260 degree. 260 degree. 260 degree is okay, and that's all. So let me click OK. So the next thing is to move my text to center. Okay, so then I'm going to copy this text. So I'm going to copy it and move it to center. Okay, so now for the second text, I'm going to use stroke, shadow. That's also, therefore I'm going to switch off 3D. So let me switch off 3D for it. So the 3D is going to be switched off. Okay, and the stroke of my second text, the stroke width of my second text is going to be 20% only, because I don't like too much stroke. 20%. Okay, and the stroke color is going to be this one. Okay, so now the next thing is to click on shadow for my second text. So the shadow color is going to be F. Okay, so this is my shadow color for the second text, and the shadow blur radius is going to be 0, and the X offset is 3, and Y offset is going to be 1. It's going to be 1. Then okay, so then move it to the center. Okay, so the next thing is to copy this second text again. So I'm going to copy it again, so then move it to center. So after I have copied it, then I'm going to switch off. I'm going to switch off stroke. The stroke is going to be switched off. And my font color is going to be normal color, not gradient, and the code of that color is going to be DE. That's all. Okay, so that's it. So then okay, and then I'm going to for this third text, I don't need to use, I have to switch off stroke, is no longer being used. 3D also switch off. Shadow, so this shadow I'm going to switch it off. I am going to switch it off. So I'm going to use inner shadow for this one. So then switch it on. Then the blur radius is 0. The inner shadow should be X offset of the inner shadow should be 3, and the Y offset should be 2. Okay, and the color of the inner shadow should be white. So that's all. So then let me check if it is in the center. Okay, so now it is in the center. So that's it. So the next thing that I'm going to do is to reduce the shadow of this first text. let me reduce the blur radius of this first text. So I'm going to reduce it. 10 is okay. 10 is okay. So then I'm going to add my lib 3D that I have already created using this app. So I'm going to add it. Okay, so then reduce the size. I'm going to reduce the size of it. Okay, so the next thing is to merge the layers together. Okay, so that's it. So let me move it, let me check if it is in the center. Okay, so now it is in the center. So now I have finished creating this text. So the next thing is to save it. For you to save it, you have to click here and then save as image, then check the dimension you like. I'm usually using ultra because the resolution will be higher also. So then save to gallery. So now my text is saved. So and you can change it to size you like. For example, you can change it to square image like this. You can change it to square if you like, and then reduce the size of it, then take it to center, then click on save as image, custom, ultra. That's it, that's all. So guys, this is how you can create amazing 3D text using PixalLab app on mobile device, totally free of charge. So please don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you don't do so, turn on the bell icon so that you will not miss any important video. Thank you.